On what guys focus on, because there's a big world out there, a lot of options and new evolving culture and hobbies and technology out there, and I want to express my position in addition to what a lot of guys out there do, be it consciously or subconsciously. And prior to that, I'm going to do a brief recap of my daily actions list. So this is a practical applications. You know, in a lot of religions, there's a lot of ritualism and ideology, and then there, for example, there's people who may say that they're Christians but may engage in premarital intimacy, and they may drink alcohol. So, in other words, the definition or the accountability of somebody labeling themselves as a Christian, it has been diluted. So we're here to shed some clarity on that and encourage people, whatever faith they are, to at least consider some of the actions that can be engaged in. Starting with,
what are you guys doing?
I'm sharing my personal philosophy.
What's your name?
I'm John.
John, that's me. For those.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. That's you.
Yeah, like the Bible.
Yeah, nice. It's cool as fuck.
You guys are enjoying a walk?
Yeah, we're just enjoying the walk. We thought we'd listen a little bit.
Okay, right on. Good timing. Okay. So the action list, right? Stuff that you can actually do. It starts off with repeating the list daily out loud, because just like how people may watch the morning news every day, it starts to become a programming thing, and there's a survival mechanism wherein people focus more on the negative. That's why the news will repeat so much negative events, and it gives a false impression that there's more problems in the world going on than there actually are. But whatever you do, you're programming your mind. You're loading the hard drive with data, and then that attracts the same stuff. So it's the power of the mind.
Yep, me too.
You too,
Take
sir.
care, man.
Thanks
Good
so
night.
much.
Take care.
Bye.
So, number 2 is to not trust people's words, but rather look at their actions. Look at the actions that they engage in. For example, even people who might say that they practice certain religion, or they follow the strategies that I present on shieldheart.org, they may say they do that, but it may be a false premise to mislead people into having a false sense of trust and security around them. Like, oh, this guy says he's a Christian, or etc., but he's really not. You can't be trusted around your daughters or your sisters, or even to peace, it's you, aloha. Here, let me show you what we're looking at here. So we're in Waikiki, after hours, everything's kind of quieting down, but I'm here, I'm definitely here, and right, awesome, peace. And so we're reviewing this action list that I have. Let's keep the camera. So the next item on the list is that whenever possible, the acceptance of free stuff should be avoided. That is a fundamental technique of how people manipulate each other. They offer free things and then they expect things in return. There's a psychological indebtedness created, especially stuff like basic manipulation tactics is to offer food or transportation, and then you kind of get somebody into your energy. Especially when people sit down, that changes your your energy level. When you sit down, like if someone has you sit down at their house, it makes it harder to think clearly and make decisions. But you become like a follower. So the way to not need free things, I get what you mean, Peace. There's not really that many kids at this point in time. It's like 10, 20 in Hawaii right now. It's pretty much all adults. But I get what you're saying. So you've got, you want to have a money fund put together, right? That obviously allows you to, when you have enough money, you can say no to employers or people who you otherwise prefer to not have to deal with. And so number 4, I'm encouraging the daily activity of self-intimacy. That allows you to both control your desires and you can use toys and coconut oil, but the point is that really allows you to not be reliant upon other people to satisfy your desires, and so you're able to think more clearly, because the desires are also an appetite. Okay, number 5. You're right. Yeah, you're right, Peace. Number 5 is, I don't have it written down, but number 5 is to discount envy, because envy is only it's a disapproval of the misuse of a person's money or body. So we can think from a perhaps God consciousness level, and we can decide that, hey, if there's a happy, healthy, wealthy, attractive family with favorable genetics, let's applaud that rather than be envious towards it. Again, envy is only a disapproval of if someone's misusing their body or money. Transitioning to number 6, those who derive power from external sources, like people's approval, from having material possessions and flaunting them, that makes you subject to the whims and preferences of the crowd. Rather, my encouragement is to find this power from exercising creative works, such things as liking your own Facebook posts or social media posts, because that's you. You should be your number 1 fan. It's not hard to do. All you have to do is like, comment, engage in positive self-talk, do journaling, and not rely on other people to listen to you, but ensure that you're listening to yourself. So then number 7, right? When people are upset or you're upset, it's imperative to seek space and give people space, and always remember that the emotions are directly associated with breathing. So when you think that someone's upset at you, it really means that you're not breathing properly. Okay, number 8. Remember, like I said, I was going to talk about what men worship. A lot of men worship their getting power. They worship cars. They worship breasts and the fat on a woman. They worship pets. But I think instead that men should worship the woman's flower, the vulva. I consider that the meaning of life. Number 9. Oh, and by the way, how do you do that? You look at women who are adult entertainers, and you give oral pleasure to your wife. That's how you do that. Number 9, as affordable, consider purchasing both vegan and fair trade kinds of products and services, thus avoiding unfavorable karma and cancer and being cruelty free. Number 10. And by the way, if you watch this documentary called Christspiracy, it details how even the whatever you want to call it, Christ consciousness, or whoever was there 2,000 years ago who was against the powers that be, like you have to realize that when people refer to things as being kosher from the Jewish Orthodox, or they refer to them as being, what's the Muslim equivalent? Halal. Really, all that is people using religion and actually making money off of approving of the unnecessary torture and slaughter of animals. All right, so number 10. Most water, regrettably, should be avoided. The waters like Dasani and Aquafina are, I would consider, to be have toxins in them, such as things like fluoride. If you want a good point of reference, Evian water is good. It's a little pricey, but some tap water is okay. It's important to pick up a discerning. When are the adults supposed to talk? That's my question to you. Like, when do we get a chance to convey what we think? And if they don't like to talk about sexual matters, then, isn't that part of being an adult? All right, so number 11 is to exercise. Oh, so Kangen water is a good one to. So 11 is to exercise a healthy skepticism of big pharma. By the way, we are in Waikiki. It's quieted down because of the rain, but I'm here present and I'm doing what I said I would do. And it's that inertia. It's that momentum. That's what really creates. It allows me to have the confidence to do whatever I need to do. Just like how the hard construction work I do and exercise gives me the fortitude to do stuff like this. Because this is, and even if you disagree with my talking points, at least be inspired to do something that you've been putting off doing. All right, so number 11. Thank you, Peace. I appreciate the input. Number 11 is to, like I was saying, have a healthy skepticism of big pharma. And such things as dentistry and their use of fluoride. The best mental health, physical, and mental remedy is exercise. There's no way around it. You look at the happiest people in the world. What are they? They're like, laborers and people who are, gardeners, etc. They're in the spirit of joy because it takes hard work in order to truly enjoy life and truly be able to celebrate the vulva. Number 12 is to do light work, which is something I routinely do. It is a visualization of light and imagining people smiling, be they leaders who you think need spiritual protection, or be they people you're upset at, whatever it is, it's doing something that programs your mind to think about happy people and so that's light work. You can learn more about that on my YouTube channel. You can search a video on that to do a little routine. Another thing is to avoid hedonism, because if we really are one world, like, we have to be able to say at the end of the day, I did everything I could to help minimize the suffering from people in third world and war-torn countries. And so, prior to engaging in the joys of life and marriage and fun, that's my prerogative, is to actually make the world a more hospitable place. Number 14 is to, on a daily basis, post stuff that you do, and you can also daily email your future spouse. That is a way of using that as a reference to build up for that and avoid premarital intimacy. 15 is to do cardio for 3 one-hour sessions per week. That's been a core aspect of my well-being. And what's more important, having large, strong muscles, maybe that's necessary in certain circumstances, but frankly, I'd rather have a strong heart as opposed to strong muscles. And I consider myself physically strong too. I do construction, and I can do a set of 60 push-ups, etc. And that's another point, is to do push-ups throughout the week. I recommend like 100 a day for at least 5 days of the week. Maybe at least one day of weight training to supplement the. And it's really, guys, it's really about a lifestyle of not being sedentary and moving, and maybe having some, like, a set of weights in your wherever you are. All right, let's see, and then continuing on. So the theme here, I mean, I am reviewing my action list, but the theme here is looking at what men worship. They worship power, they worship cars, new technology, they worship the cellulite on women, like the breasts or ass, when instead they should be worshiping women's flowers, because that's who we are. That's if you want to be a human being, you have to play the game. Okay, so number 17 is considering more healthy spaces between the genders. See, the thing is that good stuff, peace. The thing about genders is we all know that there's some sexual tension, and so that's why over the eons Orthodox religions have created a healthy separation, because we know that there's an attraction there, and we also know that men and women approach life with different thought processes, and we don't want to pretend otherwise. Number 18 is, like I was saying, to send a daily, loving email update to your future spouse. Maybe include pictures, just make it about them. Live for them, right? Don't live for other people. You've got to be a little greedy. You've got to be a little greedy here. Number 19 is to wear a wedding band, indicative of the commitment to oneself, one's values, and their future spouse. Number 20 is to avoid premarital intimacy because it's unloving and it is a lack of self-control. Premarital intimacy suggests that intimacy is more important than marriage. And a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll engage in sexual activity and dating and whatnot, but that's how you enforce an attachment and a bond to someone. So why would you do that with somebody that you're not completely wanting to attach and commit to? Okay, so number 21 is to support each other in loving marriage as well.
Yeah, 21.
We're
back. Hey, nice to see you.
Cool, man. Have a good night, man. Take care. Good night. 21, 20, 22, that's 22 is to, support LGBTQ marriage, because the reality is, especially in that theater, there's a lot of people who are said to be unworthy of marriage and love, and that only encourages them to engage in unloving and promiscuous behavior. Number 23 is to remember that there is something new. It's like a modification of the vulva. I call it the vulva V. It is shaved, and it's possessed by a woman who's strong and healthy, and her skin looks good and everything. And remember, you should be kneading your body, K-N-E-A-D, kneading your body with coconut oil and like physically kneading it like a massage. You don't want anything like any fat or anything. You don't want anything interfering with your flow. You want all the body and the blood vessels to be flowing. And then we have a reminder that breasts are for babies, and so men should choose. Like, for example, if I had the option to either get a blowjob for my wife or give my wife a blowjob, I would choose the latter. Because to me, it's like a lot of men, what they do is they worship sexual attention from women, and that's a very feminine approach. I think it's more masculine to direct the sexual attention towards women rather than try to receive it from them. In number 25, in conclusion, it's important to let go of the body once it no longer serves you. There are many bodies, many planets, and many adventures to incarnate into, and I call it boosting, because that's what it is. It's the confidence that you are all that is, and this is something you can repeat every day as well, that you are all that is, you are everything, and you are not afraid. So I'm going to say good night to a live stream and rainy Waikiki. It's been a pleasure. All my stuff is waterproof. I got this sign, I got the waterproof speaker, nice light. Wow, it's really starting to rain. It must be nighttime. Aloha, guys. It's been an unexpected pleasure. Be well.